Listen closely, my friends. The way you begin your morning quietly decides the direction of your entire day. Before the world speaks to you, before your phone pulls your attention, before people demand your energy, before problems start knocking on the door of your mind, there is a sacred moment. A moment between sleep and action. A moment where you decide whether the day will control you or whether you will step into it with discipline, clarity, and inner command. Most people wake up already defeated. They reach for their phones before they reach for their thoughts. They allow messages, news, noise, comparison, fear, and pressure to enter their minds before wisdom does, and without realizing it, they begin the day as servants of the outside world. But the Stoics would never advise such a life. Stoicism teaches that your peace is not found in perfect circumstances. It is found in a trained mind. It is found in the ability to meet the morning with purpose instead of panic, with discipline instead of laziness, and with gratitude instead of complaint. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that when morning comes, we must rise to do the work of a human being, not because life is easy, not because we always feel motivated, but because we were not born merely to remain comfortable. You were not created to spend your mornings negotiating with weakness. You were not created to wake up and immediately surrender your mind to distractions. You were not created to live each day as though you are being pushed around by circumstances. You were created to live with reason, courage, discipline, and purpose. So in this video, we are going to explore 10 things you should do every morning if you want to build a Stoic morning routine that strengthens your mind, protects your peace, and prepares you to face the day like a person who cannot easily be shaken. Stay until the end, because the final lesson may completely change the way you see your mornings, your time, and your life. Lesson 1. Wake up with intention, not confusion. The first thing you should do every morning is wake up with intention. Do not allow the day to begin accidentally. Many people open their eyes and immediately fall into disorder. They wake up late, rush out of bed, check their phones, react to messages, complain about being tired, and move through the morning without any clear direction. By the time they fully realize what is happening, the day has already started controlling them. But a Stoic does not wake up like a victim of the day. A Stoic wakes up like a person who has been given another opportunity to practice wisdom. The morning is not just the beginning of time on the clock. It is the beginning of your inner posture. It is the moment you decide what kind of person will meet the day ahead. Before you touch your phone, before you speak, before you enter the noise of the world, pause and ask yourself, what kind of person must I be today? Not, what will happen to me today? Not, who will offend me today? Not, will everything go my way today? But, what kind of person must I be? This question puts you back in control, because the Stoic life is not built on controlling events, it is built on controlling the self. You may not control the mood of other people, you may not control traffic, you may not control the economy. You may not control sudden delays, bad news, rude behavior, disappointment, or pressure, but you can control your intention. You can decide to be patient. You can decide to be disciplined. You can decide to be honest. You can decide to be calm. You can decide not to let someone else's chaos become your own. Every morning, set your inner direction before the world sets it for you. Say to yourself, today I will act with wisdom. I will not be ruled by anger. I will not waste my energy on what I cannot control. I will do what is mine to do, and I will do it with dignity. This simple act changes the atmosphere of your mind. A day that begins with confusion often ends with regret, but a day that begins with intention gives you a foundation. You may still face difficulties, but you will not meet them empty. You will meet them prepared. Lesson 2. Do not touch your phone immediately. The second thing you should do every morning is protect your mind from immediate digital noise. Your phone is useful, but it is also one of the easiest ways to surrender your peace. The moment you wake up and reach for your phone, you invite the entire world into your mind before you have even spoken to yourself. Emails enter, messages enter, bad news enters, other people's opinions enter, social media enters, comparison enters, pressure enters, and suddenly your morning is no longer yours. You begin reacting before you begin thinking. This is dangerous because your mind is most impressionable in the morning. What you consume first can shape your mood, your focus, and your emotional direction for the rest of the day. If the first thing you see is drama, your mind becomes restless. If the first thing you see is comparison, your heart becomes dissatisfied. If the first thing you see is bad news, your spirit becomes heavy. If the first thing you see is someone else's life, you may forget to live your own. The Stoic morning begins with inner command, not external invasion. Give yourself at least the first few moments of the day without your phone. Let your mind breathe. Let your thoughts settle. Let your spirit return to itself. You do not need to check everything immediately. Most things can wait, and if something truly matters, you will handle it better with a calm mind than with a distracted one. The world will always try to pull your attention, but attention is life. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. So guard it carefully. Before you check your phone, check your mind. Before you answer messages, answer yourself. Before you enter the world's noise, enter your own silence. Ask, how do I feel this morning? What is important today? What must I not allow to control me? What kind of energy do I want to carry? This is not weakness, this is self-mastery. A person who cannot protect the first minutes of the morning will struggle to protect the rest of the day. So tomorrow morning, do not begin as a slave to notifications. Begin as a guardian of your own mind. Lesson 3. Remember what is within your control. The third thing you should do every morning is remind yourself of what is within your control. This is one of the deepest roots of Stoicism. Most people suffer not only because life is difficult, but because they keep trying to control things that were never theirs to control. They want people to behave perfectly. They want everyone to understand them. They want life to be fair at all times. They want the past to change. They want the future to obey their imagination. They want recognition, approval, loyalty, and certainty. But life does not work that way. The Stoic understands that peace begins when the mind separates what belongs to it from what does not. Your actions belong to you. Your character belongs to you. Your effort belongs to you. Your discipline belongs to you. Your honesty belongs to you. Your response belongs to you. But other people's opinions do not belong to you. Other people's behavior does not belong to you. The past does not belong to you. The outcome does not fully belong to you. The weather, traffic, delays, criticism, rejection, and unexpected events do not belong to you. When you forget this, you become emotionally unstable. Every small problem becomes a personal attack. Every delay becomes a reason to complain. Every criticism becomes a wound. Every disappointment becomes proof that life is against you. But when you remember what is within your control, you become steady. You say, this may happen, but I still control my response. They may speak wrongly, but I still control my character. The day may be difficult, but I still control my discipline. The outcome may be uncertain, but I still control my effort. This is how a person becomes mentally strong. not by having a perfect life, but by refusing to hand the steering wheel of the mind to things outside personal control. Every morning, before the day begins, prepare yourself with this truth. You are not responsible for everything that happens today, but you are responsible for the person you become while it is happening. That is your power. That is your freedom. That is your Stoic foundation. Lesson 4. Practice morning gratitude. The fourth thing you should do every morning is practice gratitude. Not the shallow kind of gratitude that only appears when everything is going well, but the deep kind of gratitude that sees life itself as a gift. Many people wake up and immediately think about what is missing. They think about the money they do not have, the success they have not reached, the relationship that failed, the people who disappointed them, the problems waiting for them, the pressure ahead. And because they begin the morning with lack, they enter the day with heaviness. But the Stoic trains the mind to see what is already present. You woke up. That alone is not small. You still have breath. You still have a chance to improve. You still have time to correct mistakes. You still have people to love. You still have work to do. You still have lessons to learn. You still have the opportunity to become better than you were yesterday. Gratitude does not mean you pretend life is perfect. It means you refuse to let imperfection blind you to what is valuable. When you wake up, take a moment and say, I am grateful for another day. I am grateful for the chance to begin again. I am grateful for the strength I still have. I am grateful for the lessons life is teaching me. I am grateful that even if everything is not perfect, everything is not lost. This kind of gratitude strengthens the soul. It shifts your attention from complaint to appreciation. It reminds you that life is not only a burden to carry, but also a gift to honor. And here is the secret. Gratitude does not make you lazy. True gratitude makes you more responsible. When you are grateful for your body, you treat it better. When you are grateful for your time, you waste less of it. When you are grateful for your relationships, you handle people with more care. When you are grateful for your opportunities, you stop taking them for granted. A grateful person does not become weak. A grateful person becomes awake. So every morning, before you ask for more, recognize what you already have. Because a mind that cannot appreciate today will not be satisfied by tomorrow. Lesson 5. Prepare yourself for difficult people. The fifth thing you should do every morning is prepare your mind for difficult people. This may sound negative, but it is one of the most practical Stoic habits. Every day, you may meet people who are impatient, rude, selfish, arrogant, ungrateful, dishonest, or careless. You may meet someone who speaks without thinking, someone who tries to provoke you, someone who misunderstands you, someone who disrespects your effort, someone who brings chaos into a peaceful moment. If you are not prepared, you will react emotionally. You will be shocked by human behavior as if you have never seen it before. You will say, how could they do this? You will ask, why are people like this? You will allow their lack of control to destroy your own. But the Stoic prepares in advance, not with hatred, not with suspicion, but with wisdom. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that difficult people exist because many people act from ignorance, fear, selfishness, or lack of discipline. Understanding this does not excuse bad behavior, but it prevents you from being surprised by it. Every morning, tell yourself, today I may meet impatient people. I may meet rude people. I may meet people who do not understand me, but I will not allow their weakness to become my weakness. This is powerful, Because once you expect human imperfection, you stop being easily disturbed by it. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to observe instead of explode. You begin to choose wisdom instead of anger. If someone is rude, you do not need to become rude. If someone is loud, you do not need to lose your calm. If someone is dishonest, you do not need to lose your integrity. If someone is unkind, you do not need to surrender your character. The world does not need more people who mirror every insult they receive. The world needs people who can remain anchored when others are unstable. So prepare yourself. Not everyone will be wise today. Not everyone will be fair today. Not everyone will be kind today. But you can be, and that is where your strength lies. Lesson 6. Move your body with discipline. The sixth thing you should do every morning is move your body. Stoicism is not only about thoughts, it is about training the whole person. A weak body can affect the mind. A tired body can reduce discipline. A neglected body can become a prison for the spirit. You do not need to perform an extreme workout every morning. You do not need to train like an athlete. But you should do something that reminds your body and mind that you are not here to be ruled by comfort. Stretch, walk, do push-ups, do simple exercise, breathe deeply, stand tall. Let your body know that the day has begun. Movement is a declaration. It says, I am awake, I am alive, I am ready. The comfort-loving mind will always make excuses. It will say, not today, I am too tired, I will start tomorrow, just rest a little longer. But if you obey comfort every morning, comfort becomes your master. And the person ruled by comfort will struggle when life becomes uncomfortable. The Stoic does not worship comfort. The Stoic respects the body, trains the body, and uses the body as a tool for virtue. When you move in the morning, you practice discipline before the day has even tested you. You win a small battle over laziness. You prove to yourself that you can act even when you do not feel like acting. And this matters because the rest of the day will require the same strength. You may not feel like working, but you must work. You may not feel like being patient, but you must be patient. You may not feel like staying calm, but you must stay calm. Morning movement teaches your mind one essential truth. Feelings do not have to be obeyed. You can feel tired and still rise. You can feel lazy and still move. You can feel resistance and still begin. That is discipline. And discipline, practiced in the body, becomes strength in the mind. Lesson 7. Read or reflect on wisdom. The seventh thing you should do every morning is feed your mind with wisdom. Many people feed the body in the morning but starve the mind. They eat breakfast but consume no truth. They dress the body but leave the mind naked. They prepare for work but do not prepare their character. A Stoic morning should include a moment of wisdom. Read a short passage, reflect on a quote, listen to something meaningful, write down one principle you want to live by. Ask yourself one deep question. You do not need 1 hour. Even 5 minutes of sincere reflection can change the direction of your day. Because the mind becomes what it repeatedly receives. If you feed your mind with noise, it becomes noisy. If you feed it with fear, it becomes anxious. If you feed it with comparison, it becomes dissatisfied. But if you feed it with wisdom, it becomes clearer. Stoicism is not something to admire from a distance. It is something to practice. A quote is useless if it does not become action. A book is useless if it does not shape character. A lesson is useless if it remains only in the mind and never enters the behavior. So when you read or reflect in the morning, do not ask only, "What does this mean?" Ask, how can I live this today? If you read about patience, practice patience. If you read about courage, do something courageous. If you read about self-control, control your tongue. If you read about humility, listen more carefully. If you read about death, stop wasting time. Wisdom must become visible in your actions. That is the difference between a person who consumes philosophy and a person who lives philosophy. Every morning, give your mind something stronger than distraction. Give it truth, give it direction, give it wisdom, because a mind guided by wisdom is harder for the world to manipulate. Lesson 8. Plan the day around your highest duty. The 8th thing you should do every morning is plan your day around your highest duty. Not around your mood, not around distractions, not around what is easiest, not around what gives quick pleasure, but around what truly matters. Most people are busy, but not purposeful. They move from task to task, message to message, demand to demand, without asking whether their actions are connected to their values. They confuse motion with progress. They confuse activity with meaning. They confuse urgency with importance. The Stoic does not live this way. The Stoic asks, what is my duty today? What must be done? What is the most important action I can take? What responsibility must I not avoid? What would make this day honorable? This is how you create a day of meaning. You do not need to accomplish everything. You need to do what matters most with discipline and sincerity. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Not 10, not 20, 3. The more scattered your focus, the weaker your execution. Choose the few things that truly matter and give them your best energy. Maybe your duty today is to complete important work. Maybe it is to apologize. Maybe it is to study. Maybe it is to care for your family. Maybe it is to exercise discipline. Maybe it is to make one difficult decision. Maybe it is simply to stop avoiding what you know must be done. Planning your day is not just productivity, it is moral clarity. It helps you stop drifting. It helps you stop wasting your best hours on useless things. It helps you act like a person with purpose. And remember, the goal is not to control the whole day perfectly. Life may interrupt your plan. Unexpected things may happen. People may delay you. Circumstances may shift. But when you have clarity, you can return to direction. A planned mind is less easily distracted. A purposeful life is less easily wasted. So every morning, ask, what is the work of today? Then do it with honor. Lesson 9. Practice negative visualization. The 9th thing you should do every morning is practice negative visualization. This is one of the most powerful Stoic exercises. It means you take a moment to imagine that things may not go exactly as planned, not to make yourself afraid, not to become pessimistic, not to expect failure, but to prepare the mind for reality. Many people are emotionally weak because they expect life to obey them. They expect the day to be smooth. They expect people to be kind. They expect plans to work perfectly. They expect comfort, convenience, and certainty. So when life does what life often does, they collapse. A delay ruins their mood. A rude comment ruins their peace. A small mistake ruins their confidence. A sudden problem ruins their entire day. But the Stoic prepares. Every morning, quietly ask, what could challenge me today? Maybe traffic will be heavy. Maybe someone will speak harshly. Maybe plans will change. Maybe work will be harder than expected. Maybe you will feel tired. Maybe you will be tempted to procrastinate. Maybe someone will disappoint you. Then ask, if this happens, how should I respond? This is not fear. This is training. A soldier does not prepare for battle because he loves danger. He prepares because preparation gives him steadiness. In the same way, the Stoic prepares the mind so that difficulty does not arrive as a complete surprise. If the challenge comes, you are ready. If it does not come, you are grateful. Negative visualization also teaches appreciation. When you imagine losing what you take for granted, you return to the present with deeper gratitude. You appreciate your health. You appreciate your loved ones. You appreciate your work. You appreciate your peace. You appreciate ordinary moments, because ordinary things are not small when you remember they are not guaranteed. So every morning, prepare for difficulty without becoming consumed by it. Say, today may not go perfectly, but I can still act wisely. That is a powerful way to begin. Lesson 10. Remember that this day is not guaranteed. The 10th thing you should do every morning is remember that this day is not guaranteed. This is not a dark thought. It is a wake-up call. One day, you will wake up for the last time. One day, there will be no tomorrow morning routine. One day, the opportunities you postponed will no longer be waiting. One day, the people you assumed would always be there may no longer be present. One day, the time you wasted will become time you wish you had used better. The Stoics reflected on death not because they hated life, but because they wanted to live fully. Remembering death makes life sharper. It removes foolish pride. It weakens unnecessary anger. It exposes meaningless distractions. It reminds you that your time is limited and therefore valuable. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I am about to live? Would you still waste hours in useless comparison? Would you still carry bitterness over something small? Would you still delay the work that matters? Would you still treat people carelessly? Would you still allow fear to silence you? Would you still spend the day as though time is endless? This reflection does not mean you must live recklessly. It means you must live consciously. Do the work now. Say what must be said with wisdom. Love the people who deserve your love. Stop postponing your growth. Stop waiting for perfect conditions before becoming disciplined. Stop living as though life will keep giving you unlimited chances. The morning is proof that you have been given another opportunity. Do not waste it. Use it to become better. Use it to live with courage. Use it to practice patience. Use it to serve. Use it to build. Use it to forgive. Use it to become someone your future self will respect. A person who remembers the shortness of life does not waste the morning carelessly. He rises with purpose. He acts with urgency. He lives with depth. And he understands that each day is not just another day, it is a gift. A Stoic morning routine is not about perfection. It is not about waking up at an impossible hour just to impress people. It is not about pretending you are always motivated. It is not about creating a life that looks disciplined on the outside but feels empty on the inside. A true Stoic morning routine is about preparing the soul. It is about waking up with intention, protecting your mind from noise, remembering what is within your control, practicing gratitude, preparing for difficult people, moving your body, feeding your mind with wisdom, planning your day around duty, rehearsing challenges before they arrive, and remembering that life is temporary. These 10 practices are simple, but they are not weak. If you practice them consistently, they will change the way you meet your day. You will become less reactive, less distracted, less controlled by emotion, less shaken by people, less addicted to comfort, less careless with time. And slowly, you will become the kind of person who does not need life to be easy before you can be calm. That is the Stoic way. Not escaping the world, but entering the world with a trained mind. Not avoiding problems, but facing them with courage. Not pretending pain does not exist, but refusing to let pain rule your character. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, remember this: the first battle of the day is not outside you, it is within you. It is the battle between discipline and comfort, between wisdom and distraction, between purpose and laziness, between gratitude and complaint, between self-control and impulse. Win that battle early, and the rest of the day will meet a stronger version of you. So do not just listen to Stoicism. Practice it. Begin tomorrow morning. Wake up with intention. Guard your mind. Act with discipline. Live with gratitude. And walk into the day as someone who is calm, focused, and unshakable. If this video gave you value, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these 10 morning habits will you practice first? Thank you for watching, and remember, a strong life begins with a disciplined morning. See you in the next video.